Well, September, the spotlight is on relative and kinship caregivers. Allen County Children's Services is in to tell us more about the programs they have and how it works. To my immediate left, Shelly Conrad, Program Administrator of Relative Kinship Care, and then Megan Harmon, Supervisor for Family Stability Unit and oversees the Relative Kinship Care area. So thanks very much for coming today, both of you.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. Okay, so we want to put the spotlight on kinship care in September, and this has really become an important program with Allen County Children's Services, right?
Absolutely. And our agency doesn't come across all of the kinship families that are out there. There's a lot of informal arrangements that occur within the community and that we're not a part of. So we just really want to take this opportunity to thank and recognize all those kinship providers that are out there, whether they're involved with us or not. We want to take the opportunity to thank them for what they do as we recognize September as National Kinship Month.
Yeah, if people don't understand, what do they do? I mean, you reach out and try to find a family member, right?
We do.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Tell us how that process goes.
Well, typically we are able to find family for children when they're not able to stay with their family, their parents, but sometimes we're not. And so we do have a program at the agency called Connect to Family. We have a specialist who is assigned to do a deep dive, very intensive searching to find those relatives, and her goal is to identify 80 relatives, one placement, and then backups in the event that they need them.
Now, some people at home might be thinking, well, why is it so important for you to be searching for those relatives and to get a relative for the child? I assume you found that that works out best. Tell us why. I mean, tell us what you've seen.
Yeah, so finding relatives allows children to stay with their family, of course. And with the Connect to Family program, we're not only looking for placements, but we're also looking for those family members who can provide support to those alternate placements, or even provide things like clothing or, just assistance to kind of help those placements out. Usually children can stay within their own school system or with their own services as well.
I assume they feel a little bit more comfortable too during this traumatic situation they might be going under, that hey, they're staying with a relative that they've possibly known before, and so that makes it better?
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of times we find that those relatives have already been providing some type of care, so it's a pretty easy transition for the kids to go stay with them.
So people should know out there that there's programs and there's ways you help the families and work with the families, right?
There is, and typically our programs that are available to families that we work with are not available to just anyone in the community. An example of that would be our program that we implemented back in January of 2023. It's called KGAP. We have a lot of acronyms in our area. So KGAP stands for Kinship Guardianship Assistance Program. And this is actually a state-funded program. We, as the agency, have a requirement to inform all of the kinship caregivers of what their options are, what's available to them. We did have to change our practice, and we are taking custody of more children because that is a requirement for this process. And these kinship families are becoming licensed foster parents. But this process allows them to have additional funding available as they receive an assigned daily amount once they are licensed. We do assist with the application for this KGAP program, and that amount is negotiated with the state, and then that funding is received after they receive legal custody of the children, and that funding is available until the children turn 18. So it is a process. But we've been able to help about 4 families now that are now receiving that KGAP funding.
Very good. All right. I know you guys had more to tell, but we've run out of time. Just so everybody know, Kinship Care Month is here, and Allen County Children's Services working with families and getting things done. So thanks for coming today, both of you.
Thanks, Holly.
All right, don't go away. We'll return after this.